And now to business stories. Scarcity of Naira currencies has persisted in the commercial banks in the country, despite the Central Bank of Nigeria's directives to the banks to continue to issue except old and redesigned Naira banknotes. According to reports, banks continue to ration Naira notes to customers in the banking hall, while automated teller machines were programmed to dispense limited cash. Now, several factors have attributed to the recent cash scarcity, including concerns that the CBN might ban some old denomination by year-end. However, in a statement, the CBN clarified that following a Supreme Court order, old versions of 200, 500 and 1,000 banknotes would continue to be legal tender alongside the redesigned versions. Recall that the country faced massive cash scarcity between February and March this year, which resulted to the crumbling of some small businesses. And to talk about this, I'm being joined by the CEO, Ashir Dynamic Solution, Mokhtar Mohammed. Good morning, glad to have you join me. If you can hear me, good morning.
Good morning, thank you for having me. Good morning.
Okay, fantastic. Now, what were your initial thoughts of banks struggling to pay customers?
I said that we're going back to what happened before because it was going to be very, very tough. Like you said in your report, a lot of businesses have not recovered from that incident up till now. So I was like, I hope we are not going back there because that would have been very, very bad for our economy, especially our fragile economy. At that time, the CBN had this issue. The exchange rate was not what it is today. So, and if you go there again with the exchange rate volatility, macroeconomic instability, cost of living going higher, it could be very catastrophic. But that's my initial thoughts. But again, the CBN have alluded fears over that.
Mr. Mohammed, some banks have attributed the scarcity of cash to CBN governor's increase in capital base of deposit banks. What do you make of this?
No, I don't think that should be an issue because when we're talking about increasing capital base of deposit banks, we're talking about going your shareholders fund. The currency that is not part of your share. It's not part of you keeping your currency that makes it your shareholder funds. I don't think that is true. It depends on what the bank are trying to say. That's a different, or rather. The CBN trying to increase the deposit of, the capital base of deposit bank will increase cash inflow into the bank rather than decrease cash inflow.
Mokhtar, there's been record of panic liquidation in banking halls, also at ATMs. We've seen lots and lots of queues, customers having millions in their account, can't even cash out up to 10,000 Naira. How do you think these can be addressed?
I think the CBN have come out to address it. I think people were scared about the judgment in December 31st that the old notes will cease to exist. And that's what I think. And I think the CBN have come in and based on the Supreme Court judgment that said the old and the new note can exist hand in hand. So I think that will put an end to that. Those issues, I think, majorly happens with banks, mostly in the rural area or banks that are outskirts of Lagos or I don't think it has happened in the major banks. And not to forget that some of this fraud also could be attributed to the bank directive that you must link your BVN and your NIN. And so some people are going there because of that. So those crowds will not be due to shortage alone. I think that those shortages are being addressed. And the CBN have said it that they have enough liquidity in the system. Remember before now, we had issues of states like, especially in the South and the North Central, where they talked about cash shortage. But as it stands now, we've not heard those complaints from major cities in Nigeria. So I think it's just the panic of it's going to be by December ending, maybe or maybe not. But I think CBN have come out to clarify that order. I don't think there's any room for panicking as it stands now.
Let's talk about these recent developments. Considering we're in Yuletide season, what do you think could be the impact of these on Nigerians?
I can only use one word. It will be a blink Christmas if we are not able to address it, knowing that Nigeria is a cash-driven economy and a consuming economy. So when you consume, most of them we consume with cash. Our informal sector is largely driven by cash, and that is why when they had the cash crunch, a lot of businesses could not survive it. Even if you say now some business have been able to survive it because there's been a little bit of penetration. When I mean penetration, a lot of businesses are now using POS terminals and also are using internet banking. But again, infrastructures have not been commensurable to that, because sometimes you go in the most of the POS or the internet bankings are not working. So largely cash is still king when it comes to driving business in Nigeria. So it will be very, very blink Christmas if the CBN is not able to address this. That might kill a lot of businesses that naturally come up during festivity period and are cash driven.
Well, thank you so much for your expertise on the news. Mukhtar Mohammed, CEO, Asha Dynamics. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.